my PowerPoint.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lambert, and welcome again, Antonine Niragire from Central African Republic. The topic of Antoine's presentation is going to be opportunity for digital transformation. Welcome to everybody. Again, welcome, Antoine. Thank you. We're ready for you, Antoine.
We're going to get the presentation up here in a second.
Yes, thank you very much.
You may start, Antoine, as we are in the process of bringing up your presentation.
Where is the presentation?
Let me open. I open my PowerPoint on my screen.
Can you do that, please?
Okay, now I am. Yeah, my PowerPoint on my laptop.
If you can't, I can open up your PowerPoint presentation too.
Now, go ahead, Dr. Lambert.
So I can open it.
We don't know whether Antoine would be able to.
Can I open on my computer?
Here, let me do it here.
Yeah, let Dr. Lambert do it because it's not just enough to. Oh, there we go. We need the actual presentation and then the slide starter. F5, that's all we need, F5. If we hit F5.
I have to enlarge the screen in order to get most of it here.
Okay.
F5.
Otherwise, the screen will be cut off. Okay, F5. Where's the F5? There it is. There we go.
There, okay, we got it. We all ears, Antoine.
Okay. Thank you very much, doctors and attending, all people attending this conference. As you see, my name is Antoine. My presentation is very short, and I think I will get time to discuss on questions. So I want to go to slides, to another slide, to slide number 2. So, but it is not going. If I click on it, it doesn't move. So I'm talking about individual opportunity during pandemic. My philosophy here is to compare this pandemic in the world as something which I compare as, I compare this pandemic that like a bad or some situation which is not good to people, and after the situation pass, there is another image which is clear, which is producing good and promise. So this slide is talking about that. It is too hard to believe that something without form, inciting an unpleasant situation such as atmospheric warming, large-scale rain, war, night of pain, pandemic, etc., can yield something useful later. But it is easy to observe that our fruits membrane containing seed must first decay before the seed develop in clear form and produce. The slide number 2, next slide, I can't get it. Next slide. So most of people here where I'm living, they are confusing pandemic and epidemic and endemic and symptoms and preventive measures. So this is why I started by defining each of those professional words by saying pandemic, endemic, epidemic, defining them, because we need to understand the differences between those things. So the preventing measures are most important to understand. The preventive measures are the methods taken to prevent disease. Let's say for COVID-19, the social distancing, quarantining, ventilating of indoor spaces, covering cough with and hand washing, keeping unwashed hands, etc. Those preventing measures are very important to understand for the public, the people, to prevent them against the pandemic. I don't see the next slide. So the common source of epidemic are contaminating of environment by industrial chemicals, pollutants, and conditions which govern the outbreak of epidemic, infectious food, affected food supplies, and migration of certain animals. So here in poor countries where we are, there are a lot of migration of animals such as rats, mosquitoes, and etc. So they are actually the disease vectors. A propagated epidemic is most often of infectious original result person-to-person transmission. So, another slide I don't see. The slide, next slide is, can I get it? So this slide, I am trying to explain to people how the epidemic is, how it contaminates, how it is spreading to very quickly and affect most of population. I want to go ahead with this slide. Next slide, please. So here in this slide, I want to say that COVID-19 is not the one because if we talk about pandemic, we just see COVID-19, but it is not only COVID-19 as pandemic in the world. We have we had also even currently we had HIV/AIDS. We had measles, we had influenza, we have malaria. Malaria is the most killing people here in Central Africa, even more than COVID-19. So there were also many pandemic in the world, which COVID-19 is not the last, is not also, it is currently really, but it's not the one which has been a pandemic in the world. Another slide, please. Next slide. I can't move with my computer on. Next slide. Next one. Okay, here is okay. Here, this graphics shows how malaria is killing people, and the graph in blue shows admissions, and the graph in green is showing people who are died. So if you see this graph, it shows really malaria per year is killing more than 75,000 people every year. So we see this is also a very big challenge in Central Africa. So can I go to another slide, please? Next slide. Next slide. I don't use my. So this epidemic shows Ebola epidemic in West Africa. Okay. So the response to epidemic is to have surveillance system. This is the response to epidemic. Another response is local-based emergency workers. Guarantee the safety and health of workers. Create awareness and social mobilization. Those are the response to an epidemic or a pandemic. Can we continue? Slide, next slide. So opportunities, where I will take time. Opportunities, we are to focus on overall well-being. Give yourself some well-needed time to slow down, to restore, and to recharge. Work on physical and mental health by using the extra time to cook healthy meals. So I want to stay there for, I don't know if you can see me, but this, I don't see the video, but maybe you can see this. This is an opportunity during the pandemic of COVID. This is called in French. It is a vegetable things. So it is really used if you are tested positive in COVID, you take this as tea or as coffee, and after a few days, you are healed. You have a health. So, and another opportunity, we have discovered that the mango. I don't know if you can see me. The mango also are fruits used mostly, and they are leaves. They also help people who are infected. So those are the opportunity got or by searching, by saying, so now the COVID has come, but how are we going to get medicine? So, but by taking your time, by thinking on yourself, you discover that around you can find some medicine to stabilize your health. So again, strengthen your relation with your loved one. Spend more time with the family, because some family, the father or mother, they are always at the work, and they don't get time even to meet with their children. So this has been a very good opportunity to meet as family. Catch up with friends through video technology. So this has been a very good opportunity to stay at home and work with on WhatsApp or on other technologies, videos, and trying to communicate without meeting physically. Share feelings and experience with others. Think of all the people or other things in life who've had positive impact. So this is my experience. By taking my time alone during the confinement, where people cannot go out and meet their friends. So I stayed home and think on other things which can be positive. Let's say meditation of meditating Bible. I got time to meditate how God is good, how God created the world, and how much has given to a man a brain which is developed. So I realized that that period of being alone, this was an opportunity also for me to develop, to read more books and trying to understand. Next slide, please. Next slide. If so, another opportunity is set new intention and goals. This I have already explained. People are wide positive environment impact. People adjust a new way of living. People have become more aware about hygienic. So being at home alone or with family, you take your time to make hygiene in your compound. This is what I wanted to say. Get time to clean their home and free space. Transportation as the main cause of access. It brings pollution, but now the pollution has been reduced. E-learning on Zenith and share of online trading augment. Really, this has occurred because there was no way to meet or to fly to go in China or another part of the world to purchase. Government and organization want to invest more in research fields related to disease management using mathematics. So this is also another opportunity I discovered. Can you another next? So opportunity for digital transformation. The working from home instead at the office enhance learning of ICT. This is true. This is what I have developed some software because of. So long meetings are significantly reduced as the use of technology makes them more efficient. Some decision makers have changed their behavior, accepting the use of the internet and document their traceability of their professional communication. You know, in many developing countries, the decision makers don't use or don't document. They just talk on telephone or verbally, but this time of COVID, everyone, if want to decide or want to work, use internet. By using internet, the traceability of what he wants is there. So this is what I wanted to say in that. Scientists use much mathematical model. So this I have explained already. Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay. Here I'm concluding by saying our older as well as this generation, we have learned all had to adapt. We had to adapt to the constraint of epidemic and confinement. There are many emotional, organizational, and technological causes of anxiety. Such events are opportunities to develop our individual virtuosity. The refusal of complaint, the destabilization, are the manifestation of an inability to face new and uncontrolled situation. So we had to accept and to fight against epidemic or pandemic. Then we can get through and positive solution. This is what I think about. Thank you very much for following my presentation. I think I finished by this slide, but I'm ready to discuss, to share with you our experience.
Thank you very much again, Antoine. It's been very informative again to listen to your ideas, your insights, your comments. And I hope the entire family of Atlantic International University and the attendees who joined us for this very important symposium also enjoyed your presentation. Right at this time, I'm gonna present a quick summary of everything that has happened so far, and then I'm gonna leave as Dr. Lambert will then draw the final conclusion. Pretty much like everybody realized, the entire symposium was about individual opportunities during the pandemic. Those are very, very insightful ideas, as we all need to grasp the concept of survival during the pandemic. We're talking about something that has affected the entire world to whatever extent. Some countries have suffered more than others, but there is a commonality that everybody has paid a price. And what concerns us nowadays is to find a way to see the end of the tunnel, which is an expression that I enjoy repeating myself. We are tired and we want to get out of this. And on the way to exit, then there are plenty of opportunities out there in every single field. And this is the topic all our presenters were to approach and from their own perspectives, so that every one of us could see somehow in a manner, at least, to get involved and take some advantage and profit from the current situation and the valuable opportunities out there. We had Namida Unova, who spoke about what she called opportunities to live better. And one thing that I particularly remember from Hamida's opportunities was that success is within you. Greatness is inside you. So do not expect to get it from anywhere else, as long as you know exactly how to tap on your own potential and grab whatever is in there, which would allow you to move forward with your life and the lives of every family members around you. That was from Namilda Urunova. We had individual opportunities during the pandemic from the standpoint of social work. That was with Friday Imonu, because social workers are the ones who are at the forefront, and they have a very adequate idea. They are certain, they are sure about ways to move forward to help people see the correct path to follow. That was the focus of Friday Imoluamen's presentation. We had a bunch of ideas about civil construction and public works with Andre Kiza. We could understand, for example, how people had a lot of construction going on, and from there, the idea of opportunities which indeed abound when it came to construction work. I said it came, looking at the past tense, something that might have happened in the last 8-9 months, but we're looking at opportunities right now, which would compel us then to use the present tense instead and say opportunities that we are able to grab right at this time. Identifying profitable opportunities, how to see those opportunities. We had a huge spectrum of those opportunities from Adeola Essien, opportunities in healthcare, opportunities in the digital world, opportunities, every single area of life. I don't need to go and look at every single geographical or concept areas that Adeola mentioned in her presentation. But again, the idea which correlates pretty well to our topic, our global topic. Adeola presented a bunch of opportunities, a bunch of areas where those opportunities concretely are at the present time, regardless of where you are in the world. Dr. René Level presented a topic on self-preservation and stewardship, a professional approach for educators, because she is evolving in the field of education. And all of you who are professionals in that field could easily see a path toward grabbing those opportunities. Joachim Atunwa presented 8 strategies for survival for businesses and individuals. And the last presentation that we had was from Antonine Niragire from Central African Republic on opportunity for digital transformation. Personally, I thoroughly enjoyed those presentations and I learned from them as well. I've taken a lot of notes. Dr. Lambert will also remind you how the entire session's been recorded, and that recording will be made available to everybody. All of you, the attendees, you will have access to that recording so that you could review whatever was discussed, questions that were asked, and so forth and so on. And at this stage, before I leave, I really want to commend everybody. Those who attended, those who presented, Dr. Lambert, Felipe Gomez, I assume, is at the technological board to coordinate everything. I am assuming, I'm not sure. But again, it was a real pleasant, very delightful experience for me. The only thing that I really regret, if it were not for the pandemic, I would start making reservations and fly to each one of your countries and have lunch with you. I'm sure I would certainly enjoy the food. For about a month, I would be traveling from one country to another one. And I don't think there is any doubt that you would welcome me into your country and you will serve me that food, which I assume would be extremely delicious. So if you want to make me an individual invitation, certainly not within the context of this symposium, I am very, very open. I'll wait for your invitation and I'll get ready. I won't eat the day that I have to come around you to share your lunch, your dinner, whatever you want to share with me. It's been a real pleasure for me, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Dr. Balsin.
Flown out to Dr. Lambert for the last word.
We got time for a few questions. It looks like there's some.
No, I know there are questions. What I'm saying, I am myself, I'm excusing myself at this point. I have some other things that I need to take care of right now.
It was a pleasure working with you today, and everybody else enjoyed your presence.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. And I hope God bless each and every one of you very abundantly. Amen. It was a real pleasure. Amen. Thank you again.
Bless you.
Bless.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
So.
Bye.
Thank you and bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Dr. Balsin. So let's go to a question from Belete Mecuria. Do you have a question, comment?
Hello.
Go ahead with your question. Who is your question for?
Hello.
Dr. Rampat, how are you?
Hello. Hello, doctor.
Dr. Rampat, how are you?
Hello.
Hello, we can't hear.